And we're back. We're gonna start a new batch today, a small batch, just one double barrel tumbler full today of some rocks that I cut, and some of them I shaped and some of them I didn't on my drill press flat lap DIY, which I'm making a video on that too, so stay tuned for that. But we're going to just take some of these rocks that I kind of shaved down flat a little bit here and there, kind of evened up some of the edges, and throw them in a tumbling and see what happens. So let's get started. I've got my selection of rocks here. There's all sorts of different stuff like that. Really cool patterns on it. Was just kind of a heel piece that I just smoothed the edges out and kind of squared them off, evened them up a little bit. Here's a chunk that I cut. I was gonna make maybe a cab out of it, but it's already a pretty nice shape, and we're just gonna see what it looks like tumbled. Here's another really cool looking piece, that really neat pattern in there. And again, I was gonna make a cab out of this one too, but I didn't have any stencils that could really capture all that pattern, so we'll just polish the whole thing. I did leave this. I shaved it up a little bit, but the rest of the sides have been either cut or shaved down. And a lot of other rocks that are kind of like that. I got some big chunky ones down here that I just kind of shaved and flattened out a little bit. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's throw a few of these in the barrels and get them going. Because of these rocks are pretty big, I'm not going to be super weight conscious. I'm not too worried about them beating each other up just yet. So let's see what we've got here. I think we'll start off with these two real big ones. Again, this one, I just shaved some of the sides down just to even them up and get rid of some of the dimples. Just kind of shave it down flat so you got more polishable surface area. Another couple here. I actually got a really nice little cab out of this piece of rock. And then this one too, again, just shaved it down. This side didn't do much too. Another cool one, we just cut and kind of shaved this down flat. Kind of some neat patterns and stuff in there. Here's a couple more that I did actually attempt to turn into cabs, but some of these flat surfaces were just a little too thick for me to shave down with those flat laps, so we'll toss them in the tumblers. Let's see where we're at for weight, just for fun. Okay. I think we're gonna go with that. They're pretty stout. And on this stuff, you know, you can be a little liberal with your coarse grit. I usually do 4 tablespoons in each barrel, just for fun. Some people like to tumble theirs for longer than a week. I haven't tried that out yet because I'm impatient. So we might do that in the future, but not today. Maybe just a skosh more in each barrel for good measure. And all together. Looking at about 3.5 pounds in that barrel. And almost another 3.5 in that barrel. Like I've said before, dump truck method. You want to get your money's worth, load them a little heavy. There are some slabs in here, but they are, I think there's a good enough mix to where they'll be able to actually get to rolling around. And hopefully not beat the crap out of each other too much and let the grit do its job. So we'll get these lids thrown on and put them in the tumbler. I do like to give my barrels a good shake. That just helps the grit kind of even its way out through the water. Not as big of a deal with the coarser grits because the actual grit sizes are bigger, but on the polishing grits for sure, there's such a fine little grit that sometimes they'll kind of want to clump together a little bit in the water. So getting it to shake and kind of even out and sort of dilute itself around evenly is always good. We'll let those bad boys roll and tumble and polish themselves for a week, and we'll be right back to check out what they look like. Let's check out what we've got after week 1. And like I said, I did shave some of these down on my drill press flat lap. This surface I shaved on here, just it had a lot of, you can see a lot of the cracking in there. A lot of stuff that looks like it wants to flake off. And there was, a lot of that stuff. So I tried to shave a lot of that down. Big cavern in there. A little bit of goop still stuck back in the back, but that'll probably wiggle its way out. I might be able to scrape some of that out too back down in there. It's cool, you can see it. You can see it through the rock. That is so cool. And this is definitely the biggest, chunkiest one that we've got. And look at that, there's another space in there. This got a big crack right through here, and it goes from this hole to this hole, so hopefully that will hold on. But oh, maybe it goes all the way through. I bet you that's what it does. Interesting. But yeah, this one's looking pretty good so far. Got a lot of glow to it, which is really cool. This is a really nicely colored rock. Seeing that cavern there. And then that one there. Pretty good after stage 1. Another couple of agates here. Again, just you can see all the holes in the surface of this one. Kind of all over the place. So I just tried to, especially on this side, tried to shave a lot of these littler, smaller dimples were kind of all over the surface of this rock. It looked a lot like this one here does. Couldn't get a whole lot off of this edge, but was able to get quite a bit off of this one. Just to have more nice polishable surface area. Probably shaved a little bit on this side, rounded the edges just a touch, not too much. But like I said, just trying to get more polishable surface area. So same deal with this one. on this side and this side. There's kind of a ridge in the middle there. This side is kind of concave, so I really would have only been able to polish the edges unless I just ground the absolute crap out of it. So we did hit the edges on this one just a touch, but definitely got more on this edge and on this edge, and it's looking really good. If I can hold on to this slippery thing, I guess that means the polish is working. This one's looking really good. You can see those cracks in there with that iron coloring seeping through. Looks really cool. This one's got another big cavern in there too. This is a really neat looking rock in the light. This one a little bit lighter colored. Little iron coloring on the edge there. But looking really cool. This one here you can see I obviously cut on this edge. And it's got some really cool fortification lines. Got a lot of crystal on this edge too, and you can kind of see those lines. They're a little bit, got a little more iron coloring on this side here on the outside, but you can see that crystal wrap around, and then you can see that really cool fortification in here and all that dark stuff in the middle, which is really neat looking. And some fortification lines right in here too. Those kind of wrap around the end. I don't remember what rock I cut this one off of. To tell you the truth, this piece might have been off of this rock as well. It looks like it might have been. But yeah, this one looking pretty cool so far. Hey, you can really see that junk in the middle. Let's see if I can clean some of that off. Obviously won't be able to get the stuff that's actually inside the rock, but looking pretty good so far. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that this little guy is off of this rock. And I probably could have shaped these edges a little bit straighter. But this is kind of just a trial run to see what's going to happen. I did shave this edge. I did go around all the edges to try and at least rough them up and flatten them down just a little bit. Like I said, more polishable surface area. But this one's got really cool patterns. I'm really excited to see how they're going to pop as we go along. And of course it looks super cool in the light. You can really see those lines showing through. And it looks really cool. Here's a couple pieces of some jaspery stuff. This one you can obviously tell I did shape. I did use one of my teardrop stencils to cut this one out, and I got through probably maybe a 600 grit with this rock on the flat lap type deal, and ran it over the edge a little bit and gouged the crap out of one of these faces. So I figured we'd just throw it in the batch to tumble with, and so far it's looking really good. I don't see that big gouge mark. There is one a little bit on the side right there, but the one that I was worried about was on one of these faces, and I don't remember which one because I can't see it anymore, so that's a good sign. This one's looking really good. This was kind of the same thing. I originally wanted to make this into a shape, and then realized that actually all of the edges I didn't need to trim at all. It was pretty close to this shape, so I could just polish all the edges, and I figured why cut all this stuff off the rock if we can just keep it whole. It's a nice thin piece, and the same thing with this little guy here. I got a little ways farther in the process and then just gouged the crap out of one of the faces with one of the pads going over the edge, or one of the, I guess, plates. But same thing with the last one. I don't know which face it was because I can't feel that gouge anymore. So, and this one looks really cool. It's got all the colors in it, the red, the yellow, kind of a blackish green. Really neat looking piece. Gonna look super cool when it's done. This is kind of the same deal as the last one. I don't think I I might have attempted to polish some of these, but you can see there's a bit of a valley right here. I wouldn't have been able to get, or I would have had to hold it on the plate for quite a while for it to kind of even up. So I think we just tossed it in to get a polish. It does have a chip on the edge here, which is a bummer. Hopefully that will get rounded out as we go along. But again, just like the last one, a lot of really neat patterns, really cool colors, and they're gonna just pop like absolute crazy when we're done. But yeah, looking good. Got a really nice carnelian looking one here, and again you can see all this dimply crap in here, and while some of that is really cool, I would rather have more polishable surface area without having to cut the rock too much. And yeah, you could see that just beautiful red color in there. But this surface here I did grind down quite a bit, went over the edges. Definitely on this side too, there were a lot more of these dimples. Thankfully they were pretty shallow. These ones that are left were a little bit deeper. But just really trying to create as much surface area to catch a polish as possible without having to cut the rock, because this one is such a funky shape that I wouldn't really be able to get anything cool out of it. I don't think, at least not at this stage in my game. Maybe with a little more practice, but with all that red color in it, I don't want to practice and screw up on this rock. I think it's really cool. So looking good so far. And that red color just looks so cool in this light. I love that. It looks like a piece of candy. A really strangely shaped piece of candy. This one here, same type of deal. I did not sand this side quite as much. As you can see, concave again. I wouldn't have been able to get anything in the middle here, but the coarse grit did a really good job. So definitely on this edge you can see just those little bits of dimples, and this thing was pretty much covered, and we were able to get pretty much all those ground off. And then around the edges there is some crystal, but really nice banding, really cool layers in there. And so I hit as much of that as I could get just to knock some of the crust off and get really nice polishable surface area. This one's looking really good. You can see those lines in there. It's like a mini cake almost. Really cool looking. Super neat little rock. And our last two today, I believe on these, well, maybe not this one, but this one I did cut this edge here just to straighten it out a little bit. And I am polishing another actual like cabochon chunk of this stuff. This is the heel piece from that rock, but those patterns are just super awesome, and this one's going to turn out really good. And it glows really well in the light. You can see those patterns. This is one of those ones that's just super clear. Same with the other chunk, to where it's almost like glass. The light passes through it so well you can't almost see what's in it, but it looks really cool. You can see that hole goes all the way through, just barely too. Really neat. And this one here is another piece off of this rock, and maybe I did shape this one a little bit, or maybe it was just the way that rock was shaped, but you can see those patterns, that crystal in here, and those fortification lines. Kind of a healed crack right in here where a little bit of iron coloring's gotten in. Hopefully that sticks around. And then this chunk here that's cracked off, you can see the patterns of those fortification lines continue, but they got filled in with all that black stuff. It looks really neat. We'll have to keep an eye on this one. This one's looking really good. It looks super duper cool in the light. Really neat looking patterns. And that black stuff, that is just wild. Strange how that works out. Really, really cool. And so far after stage one, they're looking pretty decent. I'm happy with the results. The edges of these ones I did not round down with the diamond blades, so I'm happy to see that they're not chipping off and they're staying intact. That's one thing that I was pretty worried about. So we'll get them thrown in their barrels and off to stage two. Alrighty, there she is. That one all the way at the end back there. We appreciate everybody watching. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a big old thumbs up. Maybe leave a comment about what kind of rock stuff you want to see in the future. And if you want to see how these rocks end up, stay tuned and we'll go through it. We'll see what they look like at the end. So again, thanks for sticking around. Hopefully we'll see you in our next video.